Oh, there was no counting. Good evening, everyone. Sorry about that. Hello, and welcome to Virtual Taste of FALA 2022. My name is Eli Cohen, and I am the Executive Director here at Flagstaff Arts and Leadership Academy. On behalf of myself and Alex Cohen-Gray, Director of Student Services, who couldn't be here this evening, I am very excited to present tonight pretty much everything all our school is about. So to get started, I would just like to briefly tell you our mission statement, which is, we are an inclusive and transformative learning community that cultivates creativity and critical inquiry. Come as you are, we will grow together. And now, to begin, I'd like to introduce Reese Dominguez with our land acknowledgement.
Hi, my name is Mauricio Dominguez, and I am the president of the Indigenous Youth Club here at FALA. I would like to take a moment to acknowledge the land that we are currently standing upon. This land once belonged to Hopi and Navajo tribes before it was forcefully stolen. The mountain outside the windows currently, the San Francisco Peaks, are sacred to both Hopi and Navajo and more than 10 other indigenous communities in the area. During colonization, the indigenous peoples were stolen from this land and pushed into reserves where we currently still reside. We must recognize that while settlers now claim to own this land, we are still here. So in acknowledging this land and the history of this land, let us reflect on those past actions and what we can do to uplift our local indigenous communities. We as indigenous people are still here. We still exist. Do what you can to support all indigenous communities and recognize the violence that continues to be inflicted on indigenous peoples for their lands and for this land that we stand upon today. Here's Eli with Follow by the Numbers.
Thank you very much, Reese. All right, so thank you, Reese. Yeah. So a little bit of follow by the numbers. So the first thing is 6 through 12. We are a 6 through 12 school. We start in middle school, which goes from 6 through 8, and then high school, which is 9 through 12. We have approximately 300 students on campus and about 30 to 35 staff, so pretty much a 10-to-1 ratio. What that more or less translates into is that in our classrooms, we tend to keep them, or we hope to keep them relatively small, and that kind of varies from classes of some of the electives of, let's say, 6 through 8, all the way up to some of our core classes in the mid-20s or so. In terms of our classes, we offer about 50 electives, the majority of which are in the performing and visual arts, so that would be dance, music, theater, and visual arts. But we also have world languages of French and Spanish, some outdoor exploration classes. I know there was a couple more, but they're gone for the second. As well, we also have a number of DE, which is dual enrollment classes with CCC, Coconino Community College, and AP, which is advanced placement classes. We have about a dozen of those, and our pass rate for the DE, for the AP classes, is about 75%. In terms of our graduation and acceptance rates, for the last 3 years, we are at 100% graduation rate and also at 100% acceptance rate for anyone who has applied to college. And as well, we have about a 98% scholarship rate, so anyone who has applied, 98% of those have received scholarships at the school of their choice. The last number that I'm going to bring up right now is 25, because this is FALA's actual 25th anniversary. So we're going to be celebrating that later this year, the weekend of April 8th through 10th at the Coconino Community, CCA, Coconino Center for the Arts. Thank you, Reese. I knew there was and also here on the FALA campus. So we will have events on the Friday night and the Saturday day and evening, and then here on the FALA campus on the Sunday of the 10th. So I think those are most of the numbers that I can remember at this point. Next up, we're going to be meeting representatives from our leadership team, counselors, special education team, students, and also members of our fantastic faculty. But first, here is a video from Student Services.
All right, hello. I will start us off. I'm Janine Burchard, one of the school counselors here at FALA. Just to give you a little taste of what we do a lot. Our role is very vast, and I'm just going to label some of the things that we do. College and career support. 2 times a year we meet with all high schoolers, freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, and we do a lesson on post-secondary planning. So help them plan for life after high school, and every individual path is unique. So it could be going to a career, could be going to college. We help students map that out. Another thing we do is academic support. If a student's not doing so hot, we ask them why, support them throughout the process, connect them with all school systems like the teacher, the admin, their parents, get everyone on the same page to help support the student. Another thing we help with is events and ceremonies, Senior Honors Award ceremony, graduation, Student of the Quarter, Habits of Heart and Mind Award. If there's an event or a ceremony involving a student, we're going to help play a role in that. Another thing is testing. So we help figure out logistics, make sure students get accommodations, all the like. And then we also help coordinate the sexual education program. For high schoolers, it's Positive Prevention Plus. So we just figure out all the logistics surrounding that.
Yeah, and my name, like they said, is Chad Fields, and I am thrilled that you are here with us tonight. I'm going to chat with you a little bit about more of the stuff we do in the counseling office. So we also run a peer mediation program. Conflicts arise, people are people, and sometimes students like to work with people that they relate to a little bit more. So we have some of our older students go through a training process to work with some of our younger students to just work on any sort of conflicts, whether that's interpersonal or intrapersonal, to just be available to help find solutions with other students. We also another thing we love about FALA is the culture of service learning and volunteerism. And one of the things that is actually a requirement for graduation, but more so is just part of the heartbeat of FALA is that service learning and volunteerism. So we help facilitate that, make sure students are connected with opportunities to fulfill those hours. And we've got some online platforms to help them sort of keep track of that, and then have that accessible in the future when they go on to post-secondary stuff to put on their resume. Another really important part of our job is making sure that everybody graduates and that they take the path that is most effective for them. Sometimes that takes students a little bit longer or a different path, but it's our job to make sure that everybody has access to the classes that they need, and we step in, like Ms. Burchard said, if someone gets off track, we step in and help make sure that we find an efficient route to graduation for them. Ms. Cohen-Gray shared a little bit about dual enrollment in AP classes. So we help coordinate the dual enrollment program where students can earn college credit in high school. Scheduling, right? We make sure that students are connected, like I said, with the classes they need. And if there are ever any hiccups that come up in the schedule or any conflicts, we make sure that those are settled. And help advocate for students' needs in the master scheduling department. So if something's not working out and we notice an issue, we address that. Peer tutoring is a lot like peer mediation. So if students might not be struggling necessarily with relationship stuff, but with class stuff and a peer is more comfortable, we have an awesome team of tutors to help out. And then obviously a big part of what we do is connecting with students to serve their social and emotional needs, whatever comes up.
Hi, I'm Sun. I am the school's interventionist, and so my role is to help support around academics and social emotional learning. And there are my role is quite large, as all of ours is in student services. We do lots of things, but 2 of the biggest things in the interventionist role is going in and doing some math push-ins. So really then students are getting additional supports with the fundamentals, particularly in middle school, allowing more space and time for students to kind of catch up and be on track with their fellow peers. So that's part of the interventionist role. And then the other piece would be doing lunch bunch, which provides more space for students to work on social emotional needs, whether that's conflict resolution or communication, or just like a safe place to be with your friends. We try and do everything we can in the student services department to really enable our students to be as successful as possible.
Yeah, and honestly, y'all, we just hope to meet you soon. Hope to get you on campus and say hello.
Oh, wow, that sounds really awesome. I'm really excited to see more of our videos that are coming up soon. But first, now I'm going to like to introduce Christina Wolfe, our Director of Special Education.
Hello, and thank you all. Welcome and thank you for joining us this evening for our Taste of FALA virtual event. Our special education department really focuses on inclusion and full support. This is accomplished through close collaboration with our teachers and also our seamless work with our student services department. We work together to discuss interventions and really help have a really smooth process if we need to move into a special education evaluation. Additionally, we have a very holistic approach in looking at the full student and the full student's needs, not just in special education, but across the board in FALA. And we value positive family interactions and connections. We rely on you, the experts, for your children to really inform much of how we support our students here at school. I'm also very blessed to have an amazing team of professionals in the special education department. They have a heart for teaching and learning. They serve our students, and they meet all students where they're at, and we move from there. Next up, we have Betsy Hamill, who will be discussing our FALA culture.
Thank you, Christina.
Yes, thank you, Betsy.
Ooh, what a great place.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I first off want to say thanks for coming tonight. This is, a great night for all of us. And I wanted to talk about our principles and our purpose here at FALA. We have these habits. They're called the habits of heart, mind, and hands. And that's the foundation of what FALA is. That focus will be and is on at all times the fine arts and performing arts, leadership, civic engagement, experiential learning, service learning, and action research, which leads us to the habits of heart and mind, common good, connection and collaboration, investment, creativity, and critical inquiry. FALA is a place for everyone. As educators, we have this incredible privilege of working with students that question and challenge and encourage and demand a better future for everyone. As an educator, I feel incredibly honored to be able to work with these students and to be able to experience this unique learning experience. We all learn here. And I think that's what really sets us apart from many other schools across the country. It's a discovery, but there's nobody else better to discuss this discovery than the students themselves. So up next is a video with students sharing what makes FALA special.
Thank you, Betsy.
Hi, my name is Indy Nielsen. I am a senior at FALA and I am the student council president. Through my connections I have made at FALA, I have been able to get out in the community and really meet a bunch of people from different walks of life with different experiences, which has really allowed me to grow as a person and expand my horizons. Through service learning, I have been able to give back to the community, which is a massive part of service learning for me. I am so thankful for everything that FALA has given me, and I believe that through service learning, I am able to kind of share this experience with others. Additionally, service learning allows me to learn so much more than I would have in a normal classroom setting, such as reading from an article or attending a lecture. I think that this is really important because it gives me that hands-on learning experience that I really crave. I'm looking forward to going on the Border Trip, which is a service learning trip conducted by the Arts Department, in which we go to the US-Mexico border and talk with migrants, we do art projects, and we really just get to learn about the humanitarian crisis that is happening at the border. I believe that this will be really beneficial for me to learn about the border with a hands-on experience and hopefully be able to contribute. I hope I can continue to express myself through art and dance, which are my two favorite art forms, and I just really look forward to performing and sharing my artistic passion with others.
Hello, my name is Bridger Buck and I'm a senior at FALA. I am the treasurer of FALA's Student Council and I'm also the president of FALA's Environmental Coalition. Prior to coming to FALA, I knew that the environment was something that I cared about, but upon coming to FALA and joining the Environmental Coalition, my love for the environment and my care for work with the environment has grown immensely, and being able to take classes such as AP Environmental Science has really helped me grow my ability to help. And that is what I think is so great about FALA, is that you can take classes and join clubs that intertwine, and so being able to take AP Environmental Science and be in the Environmental Coalition at the same time is really helpful, and I'm looking forward to applying this in college next year, where I will be studying human ecology.
Hi, my name is Phoebe, and here at FALA we do some really cool service learning projects. What does that mean, you say? Here's Miss Hennis with a video about service learning.
Oh god, I thought you meant 400.
I know, me too. I was like,
panic attack. Dude.
no, we're going to use recycled materials, old furniture, things like that.
I love when I get to be in a class and creating with my students. We can create things together, we can imagine things together, we can have wonderful dialogues. I'm really interested in co-designing, the future of education with our students, and they feel that they have a place and a voice. I'm Janine Hennis. I am the curriculum and instruction lead for the arts here at FALA. I also am our learning service coordinator and a longtime proponent and coordinator of our experiential learning programs here at FALA.
I'm designing a little free pantry that we're going to put up around town, where people who need food can just go and get it at will, and people who have extra can add to it to help the people who are experiencing harder times than we are.
So we do a breadth of service learning projects here at FALA. Students really take an active role in our community, both at our school level, at our local level, and at our global level.
Yeah, how much money are we making per grant?
I think it's something between 300 and 500, depending on the various grants. There's one that's 150, and combined they should make it like a way less strenuous financial load on FALA.
Students are really learning to solve problems that they identify in their courses. What they're learning in their courses, they're actually addressing to a real community need. And also getting at what are the systemic problems that are causing these community needs. And it's not just utilizing our art to do that, but they're actually, using a lot of various academic skills to solve those problems.
We should get measurements down as well.
Yeah, I'm just sending those.
And when we have our carpenter in residence, if you will, he'll probably bring a bunch of supplies too, and I can ask Jason to kind of pull things out so we can all learn some basic construction for this project.
And through that, students engage with various community partners, schools, nonprofits. Sometimes it's through advocacy work. Sometimes it's, research or action research, presenting to the board some of our findings and to our school at large. Sometimes it's direct service. Sometimes we just need to cook a meal at the food center. Or sometimes we need to create beautiful love luggage decorated with art on old suitcases and fill it full of enduring things like art supplies, books, and toiletries for kids in foster care. Experiential learning, similar to service learning, is that critical component where not only do we the service, but we actually do what's called a critical reflection. So that is that meta part. That's that part where we are reflecting on the learning and connecting it to the service or connecting it to the experience. So I've been really fortunate to do experiential learning trips with my students from Chicago, San Francisco, New York City, DC. We've, traveled the Grand Canyon via a boat with Grand Canyon Youth. And in these recent years, we're about to embark on our 10th annual Border Experiential Learning trips. Experiential learning is where we are learning through experience, through place. That is very different than what we learn in a classroom. There's a different connection that you have with your students when you are sharing that kind of experience. You just go to a different level that you perhaps do not get in a classroom. And having experience daily where we are collaborating with people and trying to work together to better understand some of the conditions that are going on. Students often take their reflections, not just in a verbal sense, but translate it into their artwork. So this is really the power of experiential learning, in that it just doesn't end in that space, that it actually is shared, those kinds of very distinctive learning that you do only in place and through experience, and then kind of translating that to a community. The shared experiences and the lived experiences that they have, they bring to the classroom, and we learn together. We're all learning together to grow and be in this world the best person we can be.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Mr. Kruger, and I teach physics, astronomy, which I believe you were in once upon a time, liberal studies with 6th graders, aeronautical engineering, Lego robotics engineering, outdoor explorations, and I think I have a class over on 4th Street with Caveat. And this is Miss Buckley.
And I teach theater. As the videos are playing, if you have any questions, please drop them in the chat and one of our expert teachers will help answer you.
We would like to present now a word from our fine arts department.
The best part of my day is being in the classroom with the students. I think this is a space where students really feel safe. They feel nurtured. They feel heard. They can express themselves, and they can engage with one another in a very meaningful way. I find this school to be truly exceptional, really, really unique. I'm Janine Burchard, and I started at Flagstaff Arts Leadership Academy in 1998. We have really grown our program, especially in the past couple of years in the fine arts, in that we are offering dual enrollment for both 3D design and ceramics, and in draw, paint, print, in a course that I teach as well.
Katie, do you have a wire tool?
I do. You want it?
Sorry, not a wire tool, a needle tool?
I do. I need it. And then
Yeah, I do.
let me know if they work.
We have about a dozen fine arts courses, from film production, documentary, art and design, graphic design, photography, art basics, mixed media, advanced courses, art studio, and like I mentioned, the draw, paint, print courses. What I'm really excited that we do here at FALA is that we really try to highlight our arts in the community. We either respond to community needs through our service projects that integrate the arts to raise awareness. We also do annual shows. We have wonderful community partners in town, like restaurants like Brandy's. We participate in Youth Art Month. We also participate in a Northern Arizona show that's usually held down in Clarkdale. And we have some various online experiences that our students submit into various competitions as well. We also love to share our gift of art with various schools in town. We love to go over to Seacrest or to Killup or some different schools and to the Flagstaff Family Food Center and really engage with art with our community as well. Our students are truly invested in their education. They want to be leaders. They want to translate their experiences for the greater good of the community. They use their art to bring awareness, to self-express, to solve problems, and just to make the world more beautiful through their arts practice. I think we celebrate each unique student here. I think a gift that we have is that we're truly a small school in the sense that no student is invisible here. Every student connects with their classmates, connects with an educator, someone in the front office. Every student is celebrated for their own individual gifts that they bring here and how we can nurture and grow those gifts as they become beautiful, human beings in the world and active citizens.
Great gadzooks! Our visual artists are really talented! Next, I would like to introduce the one, the only, Mr. Lowry and Raja!
Books. Okay. Hey guys. Hi. Scoot. All right. Continue scooting. Continue scooting. Hi. That's gonna be okay. Hi. Hey. I'm Doug Lyerly. I co-teach 7th and 8th grade English and Social Studies as an integrated class with my co-teacher, Ms. Garnes. We have with us here Raja Fowler. Raja, how you doing?
I'm doing awesomeness. Thank you for asking, Mr. Lyerly.
Okay. Raja, what grade are you in?
I'm in 7th grade.
All right, let's take these questions up a notch. Now let's get harder. What do you like about the class?
Which one?
The class that I teach you, Raja. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, social studies for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think it's a pretty cool class.
Mhm.
I think the things you teach us will actually like help us grow as kids because like you're actually teaching us important stuff, you know.
Oh, Raja, thank you. What's like a project or an assignment that we've done that you've really liked?
Can we like pick a project that we're doing now?
Yeah, of course you can pick a project we're doing now. Yeah.
The dystopia project we did was, it's okay. I mean, but like, it was kind of rough. But the Trailblazer project we're doing about like old people, where like, you know, I actually kind of like that one.
Right on.
It's a pretty good class
Okay.
or project. So.
Yeah. Okay. I'll take the compliment. Hey. So let me tell you a little bit about the class. So I asked some other students what they liked about the class, and the feedback can kind of be summarized as it is a class where we have a lot of fun and we do a lot of creative activities like creating your own dystopian societies and that sort of thing. But we also cover some heavy topics, and it's kind of tricky, but this is how we do it. We have a project-based learning model where we start off with a question like, well, these guys are doing The Outsiders. We're reading a book, The Outsiders, right now. You like that one?
Yeah.
Read that in middle school? Cool.
Oh, yeah.
And we're using it to explore the question of how can we resolve conflicts without violence, which is a question that obviously is plaguing mankind. So Raja was just describing this research project that they're doing about people who have used nonviolence in the past. And after completing the book, we are designing a plan that we would propose to the students who are in this book about how they could solve their problems between warring gangs without using violence, using the model of different historical figures. You know, cool stuff. And in 8th grade, we're going to be reading Superman Smashes the Klan to help answer what is the best immigration policy for the United States. We tackle really big issues, but we do it in a creative way. And Raja, is the class generally fun?
Yeah. Yeah.
Good.
It's
Yes,
so
excellent.
legit.
I'll give you that $20 bill later. Okay, thank you guys.
Good stuff. Thank you, Mr. Lyerly. Middle school English and social studies sounds like a great place to be. Betsy Hamill is back to talk about world music. And Damien Delgado!
So, FALA Music is a really unique program. We have a bunch of different classes that serve each student in different ways, right? So we have a full-fledged piano program, we have a guitar program. We also have a world music ensemble, which is one of the only ones in the United States. It's a unique program. We also offer a choir and jazz band and a program that is specifically for our younger students, and that is FAB. Damien Delgado took my FAB class last year and was incredibly insightful and very, very, very talented in music. And I wanted to just kind of see, Damien, what did you feel like your experience, especially we were online last year. most of the year we were online. And we were learning about music production. What did you feel about that?
I don't know. It just felt like it just felt great to let my creativity just flow in like music and to just like, oh, it's so great I can't explain it in words.
He wrote some incredible music, and we showcased his piece along with other musicians last year outside. It wasn't super warm. I don't think it was warm. Was it warm?
No.
No, it was pretty cold. Yeah. It's a little dusty, too. I think there was wind blowing, because wind happens in Flagstaff. I'm not sure you're clear on that. Anyway, so Damien wrote this incredible piece. And I believe I remember, if memory serves me right, that everybody was pretty silent after that, like in awe.
I heard it through the computer. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, it was a beautiful thing. So FALA Music is an all-inclusive, a very comprehensive program that will really push students to find their inside musical voice. Up next is Chase Coleman talking more about this music program.
The world is in a place of great change and evolution right now. FALA seems to me to be a part of that coming change and evolution. I'm Chase Coleman, and I teach 2 piano classes, jazz band, and music theory composition here at FALA. The performing ensembles at FALA are the jazz band, FALUNK, which is our rock funk band. And the jazz band and FALUNK perform frequently and also goes to the NAU Jazz Festival. FALA More and FALA Singers. FALA More goes to the Jazz Madrigal Festival at NAU every February also. The piano classes, guitar classes, kids learn how to play guitar and piano in a classroom setting.
Ready, go. C. C again. Now do that G sharp thing. Again.
Well, we hope that the student gains a lifelong skill in music. FALA alumni have gone on not only to be professional musicians, but also teachers in some cases. One young man comes to mind. He became a sound technician and sound engineer working in Ardrey Auditorium, and now he's doing that sort of work with people like Willie Nelson and Pitbull. And another is an indie artist in Los Angeles and recently was a backup singer for Muse. FALA is a very inclusive and welcoming community where each student and teacher, we're free to be ourselves here. There isn't a lot of pressure put on conforming.
want to learn how to play guitar like that? Can I join, you think? Maybe they'll take us even. And now we have Miss Russell representing middle school math and science.
I feel so left out that I don't have hair like yours.
You actually have more hair than I do.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much, Kruger. My name is Elena Russell, and I am FALA's middle school math teacher. Middle school math at FALA highlights FALA's habits of heart and mind through carefully guided self-paced mastery of the Common Core state standard math concepts. The guided part of our classroom model serves the common good, allowing for direct instruction of specific math concepts to inspire curiosity and to instill a growth mindset. The self-paced part of our classroom allows students to connect and collaborate with each other and use critical inquiry to seek for answers. Students are encouraged to see mathematics in different ways and practice using fun, hands-on activities. I am also representing Ms. Lauren Wojak, who is our science teacher here at FALA. And she, in her science class, all middle school students receive a thorough overview of various concepts that are scaffolded for each grade and spiral up to the high school curriculum. Students will participate in a variety of place-based, hands-on science activities throughout the year, giving students the opportunity to find their own passions within the subject, as well as gain a deeper understanding of the curriculum. A few examples include, for 6th grade, place-based unit on the Colorado Plateau with many in-town field trip possibilities. The 7th grade geology unit culminates to a Grand Canyon field trip. And the 8th grade forces of motion units include final projects of bottle rockets and marshmallow catapults. That sounds awesome. I think you would probably eat the marshmallows, though.
No, it's definitely. Sometimes you see those marshmallows, you just gotta have them.
I know. Maybe we can catapult them, and then you can catch them.
Truly.
Fantastic. But yes, if you have any questions about middle school math or science, please feel free to reach out or drop a question in the chat. Yeah.
Excellent.
Thanks.
Well, bubbling beakers, not bleepers. Thank you, Miss Russell. Middle school math and science sounds like one hoot and a holler place to learn. Now, guess what? Up next, madame, is our dance department.
Your focus is here, you're up, you're forward.
Here at FALA, we really are wanting the students to come exactly how they are. If you have no dance experience, perfect, come anyway. If you have lots of dance experience, perfect, come anyway. Hi, my name's Elisa Reed and I teach jazz, hip hop, and tap at FALA. Here at FALA, we have amazing dance classes. We have so many different types of classes. We offer ballet, modern, jazz, hip hop, tap, and we're hoping to add African drum and dance again next year. We are offering history, theory, and technique within each course. If you were to come to FALA in middle school, you're gonna get the opportunity to take an introductory level dance course in any of those forms. So right now, a class with me looks like conditioning, isolations, turns. This is for a jazz class. We work on combinations, we work on timing, we work on syncopation, we work on performance quality, and that's every single day at FALA. The choreographers, i.e. the teachers, are setting work pretty much all semester, and we're working on refining and cleaning up the work so that it can be presented to the public. A typical year at FALA, we have 2 dance performances, one in the winter and one in the spring. These performances are opportunities for the classes to showcase what they have been working on all semester and give them the experience of a professional dance performance. We like to enforce theater etiquette. We like to teach them what it's like to actually be a professional dancer, because all of the teachers at FALA have been professional dancers in the past or are currently professional dancers. The FALA student gains the experience of working with working professionals. Generally, if we weren't in a COVID year, we would be going places, seeing shows, we'd be inviting more people onto campus, more guest artists onto campus to be working with them so they can get a broad experience of what it is like to dance for different people. So in the past, they've gone to New York, they've gone to LA, they've gone all over the place to go see shows, to take master classes and all those things, and we can't wait to get back to taking trips with our dancers. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1, and up, and chasse, and backside front with around, up, down. We are not looking for cookie cutter dancers. We are looking for people who really have a passion for it. We really want to meet you where you are and help facilitate growth within your own dance practice. Boom, 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 up.
Jiminy Cricket, Miss Reed really works those dance classes.
Yeah.
Now I would like to introduce Miss Netta from our Global Languages Department.
Miss Netta, come on up here, big girl.
Howdy.
Hi. So here at FALA, students get a choice in high school to study Spanish or French, or they can also do both. And we start language classes in middle school in 8th grade, where they get to experience a semester of both. So we do a semester of French, a semester of Spanish, to kind of give them an idea of what they like. And then in high school, they get to choose the language they want to focus on the most. And then we have 2 years that are required. And we have, for their 3rd and 4th year, dual enrollment classes, where students can take the language class here at FALA with us. So me for the French classes, and Miss Beckerman is our Spanish teacher. And then they get college credit from Coconino Community College. So it's a really cool opportunity for students to get college credits. In our classes, in Spanish and French, we really focus on real life tasks. And so Miss Beckerman and I really try to emphasize real world situations through role plays, projects, things that would be useful if a student was to travel or to communicate with native speakers. We also offer experiential learning trips. For French, we mostly do an immersion program to France, where I take my students to the region where I grew up, in Occitanie, and I show them the places I grew up around. We rent a house in the countryside, we cook French food together, and so it's really an immersion trip based on language skills and culture. In the Spanish department, they've been doing a service learning trip to Costa Rica, where they also focus on language, but also on providing service to the community where they go. On their last trip, they learned a lot about the forest, ecology, and they're helping plant some trees. So, learning the language, but also focusing on community and helping out. So if you do have any questions about the language program, feel free to reach out to me, Miss Netta, or Miss Beckerman for Spanish classes at FALA. We hope to see you next year.
Caramba! Thank you, Miss Netta. It looks like you have a lot of fun learning about languages. Next up is a video presentation on engineering, robotics, and the Caveat program.
FALA is a place where you can become who you are, and we'll work with who you are. We don't have like, oh, you need to be a A student with a 4.0 grade point average and be on all these lists in order to be successful here. Or you need to be in athletics and be a really good performer. Or nor do you even have to be a stellar dancer. We'll teach you how to love dance. We'll teach you how to love art. We'll teach you how to love to think.
Remember,
we use the rubber bands, those big cylindrical bands, to pull back and launch something into the air. My name is Rich Kruger. I teach aeronautical engineering. I teach Lego robotics engineering. I teach astronomy. I teach physics. I teach outdoor explorations, and I teach 6th grade liberal studies here at FALA. I also have, I teach a advanced engineering class that is open to all high schoolers from sophomore to senior level, and we meet at a different room off campus. Thing here, pull is in centimeters, and acceleration is in meters per second squared. Yeah. You had a 4 centimeter pull, and you got a what? 1.8. A 1.8 meters per second. Good. All right, so now you got to keep doing this. A couple. Yeah. I want a ton of points. The more data points you have, the better formula you're gonna have, right? Sounds good. Crank out the data points. Engineering has developed throughout the years, and currently we have Lego Robotics engineering, and it's classic Lego robots that students build, and they learn how to program these and then drive them autonomously using artificial intelligence for sensors and so it's mechanical engineering and computer engineering all in one little pocket here. And then aeronautical engineering, currently we're working on these rockets, and these rockets will go 300 to 400 feet in the air, just powered by air. Later we'll be working on kites, and then we'll also be working on water rockets to actually launch a payload up and recover it with a parachute and come down.
Mine doesn't work. So I'm making a rocket that's strawberry shortcake themed, and Aaron doesn't know how to make a rocket.
We've been basically helping him the whole time.
This rocket that I made is probably my best one. It flew the highest out of all of them. It went like super, super high up, and then it just came down. You can see the dirt marks on it.
So it's hands-on. It's literally you're building with hands. I try to stay away from the computer as much as I can because I think there's a deep need for us to be able to still physically build stuff. I also teach computer-aided design in my advanced engineering course, and with the use of 3D printers. But at the lower levels, it's really important to be able to build stuff with your hands and build it repetitively, so you get better at something. A lot of places have these things called makerspace, and the makerspace is just another word for a lab. And we have that mentality here in our arts classes and in some music classes, where students come in and they have something they work on. It's not a lecture based, or okay, you have to build this, you have to go through this process. And the students are working on a project that they see the results of. And it's an open classroom for that. The students are going at their pace. I'm able to challenge some more and help others to how they can develop their craft. And what I really like about that is as a teacher, I can do some really innovative things and not be locked into a sort of a cookie cutter way of teaching. Atticus launch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Oh, wow. We almost got one of the birds.
WALL-E is my advanced engineering class through Caveat. Caveat is kind of an after-school program for kids. And WALL-E is the process of a couple years of building a better WALL-E over and over. So this is WALL-E 3.0. And I have two FALA students who have done some really outstanding work on WALL-E and really brought WALL-E into some amazing applications. WALL-E is going to competition at the end of the month down in Phoenix. What makes FALA special is the relationship with the arts and the academics, because it creates a balance, I think, in a student, because in science, we try to critical inquiry, to try and think about the processes behind cause and effect, how things happen in the world. But in order to think well about that, you have to have imagination. And Einstein himself said that the most important thing you can learn or adapt is your imagination.
Okay, so we'll do 0.7 to 0.9.
Well, that was enlightening!
Kruger? You're Kruger? Oh, Miss Buckley!
Kruger! I didn't know you did all that. It was my pleasure to introduce Miss Cruz of High School English.
Yeah,
and
Miss
so
Cruz,
much
come
more.
on up here, Miss Cruz!
Hi. Hello. This is a poetry competition, right?
Yes, it is.
Are you ready?
Ready.
Go.
Poetry.
Fourscore and 7 years ago, our fathers brought about this new nation. No, that's not it. That's not it. No. Gee whiz. Thanks for making English class interesting for our students. It's Miss Cruz. Miss Cruz, take it over. Yes, take it over.
Yes. Hi. Hello. I am representing high school English. I teach world literature and AP dual enrollment composition and language. Next year it's literature and language. And my colleague who is not here, who's in another room, Mr. Cassidy, teaches 9th, 10th, and 11th English. And then I also teach all the intro to creative writings and advanced creative writing. And so I'm really excited to be here today to tell you a little bit about our English program in high school especially. It's really, really awesome. I think a lot of people tend to think that English is a really on the page, kind of quiet subject, but I think that Cassidy and I really tag team to really bring it to life with album studies and poetry slams and creative interpretations of academic essays, diverse literature, critical thinking and discussion, and expanding a lot of what we typically learn in an English classroom past the English classroom. Yeah, I think English can be an amazing place where students don't have to be afraid to be themselves on the page and learn to express themselves outside of the page. So that is what we do here, FALA English.
Well, gee whiz, Miss Cruz, thanks for making English class interesting for our students. Next, here's a video on outdoor explorations.
It's more than just getting an appreciation for the outdoors. I would say working together as a group is a really important skill in life. And I think at FALA we really emphasize collaboration, working together. So my name is Nadej Neda. I mostly teach other French classes here. And I also have the pleasure of teaching 2 electives, liberal studies for 6th grade and outdoor explorations middle school. I love teaching this class because I personally love being outside and enjoying the outdoors. On an everyday basis, we stay around campus, so we go a lot on the urban trail. We have Schultz Trail nearby, but we also do a lot of field trips. So we have done in the past few years a trip to the Grand Canyon where we went camping together, we did a hike together. Every year we do a backpacking trip in the fall. We sometimes do a trip to the climbing gym in town during the winter, so we can stay inside and still have fun. We do skiing trips at the Nordic Center. 2 main things that are really important to me in that class is, number 1, that students learn to enjoy the outdoors. And the second thing is, I think they learn how to be a part of this community. Every year we do trail maintenance in partnership with the Forest Service. We've worked with groups like the Sierra Club, and we learned about the Rio de Flag, the Watershed Project. We also did a tree planting project in an area here that burned a few years ago. And so we had tiny, tiny ponderosa trees that were planted from seeds in the hope that they're going to grow back and that the forest is going to be healthy again. So we have pretty much 3 main goals in that class. We we talk about how to enjoy the outdoors respectfully and in a safe way. And we also talk about the nature around us and, getting to know the nature around us and appreciate it. Being a good member of the community, so doing service learning projects. Enjoying the outdoors safely is knowing how to use a map, a compass, knowing how to prepare for a hiking trip, a backpacking trip, a skiing trip, or whatever trip the students want to do. And it also involves talking about survival skills. So what do we need to survive outside? And then discovering the nature around us is, using field guides. We make our own field guide in the class. So students learn how to identify plants, animals that we see around our campus, which we're really lucky is next to the urban trail.
What? Wow! Outdoor explorations looks super fun. Where was this when I was in school? Oh wait, I did go here, and it was amazing. Switching back to some of our stellar academic staff here, we have Mix Porter and Reese representing high school math.
Awesome. So I'm Mix Porter, and I teach high school algebra and geometry. And in algebra and geometry, students really emphasize creativity, collaboration, and critical inquiry as they use a variety of projects to explore all kinds of math stuff. We really take students who maybe don't feel so comfy in math and ask them to engage in real life problem solving and reimagine how they view themselves as problem solvers, both in the classroom and also in the world beyond. Reese here is in Miss Chamberlain's class. Miss Chamberlain teaches Algebra 2, Quantitative Reasoning, Dual Enrollment Pre-Calculus, Dual Enrollment and AP Calculus. I think that's it. She teaches pretty much everything. Reese, how do you like being in Miss Chamberlain's class?
I really enjoy it. It makes math somewhat fun, Like you think of math and you're like, ugh, I don't want to go. But then you go, and with Miss Chamberlain, she makes it so fun, and she's also such a genuine person. It's refreshing, especially at the end of the day because you're so tired, but you're like, you know what? Maybe I'll enjoy math today.
Yes.
Maybe.
Amazing. So you didn't enjoy math, and then Miss Chamberlain turned it around.
Yeah, basically.
Amazing. All right, Reese is going to share a little bit more about what Miss Chamberlain does and how Miss Chamberlain describes herself as a teacher.
Alrighty. Jessica Chamberlain is the instructor for Algebra 2, Quantitative Reasoning, I'm in that class, Dual Enrollment / AP Calculus A and B, and Dual Enrollment Pre-Calculus. The goal of these classes is to make peace with our mistakes and understand them as a vital part of growth and the learning process. To turn the negatives into positives, these math classes use an inquiry-based experience first, formalized later approach concepts are first experienced through a problem based in real-life situations with multiple entry points. So they are accessible on multiple levels. In groups, students work through the problems and then as a class. Collaboration is used to come up with the concepts the problems are actually depicting. The math classes are discussion-based, and the students' critical inquiry and observations are connected to formal definitions to guide the notes. As the teacher, her goal is to step out of the driver's seat and instead be the co-pilot, guiding you along your math journey with a sick playlist. It's mostly Taylor Swift, but she gives up her aux chord often, which I am one. I'm an avid Hannah Montana listener. One raving review from her calculus class noted, "You're kind of bad with attendance, but it doesn't make you any less of a great teacher." Just like how learning styles aren't one size fits all, assessments aren't either. Most of the classes allow for multiple ways to show what you know and encourage the personal touch that allows you to take the charge of showing what you know. Yeah. She's a pretty new teacher, and her favorite part of the job isn't the teaching. It's the learning she gets to do from students. So come to FALA, and we can learn together.
If you have any questions about any of our math classes, drop a question in the chat, or you can reach out to Miss Chamberlain or myself, Mix Porter, and we'll get back to you.
Rockin' radicals, Reese! Poppin' postulate, Porter! Well, thank you. It's so great you really find inclusive and interesting ways to facilitate learning math. Up next is a word from our theater department.
That's really awesome insight on what improv can offer. It's so low pressure. You could have a character you hate and then you never have to see them again. Or maybe you find a character doing this that you love and then you want to workshop that character and write a whole sketch for that character and a whole movie for that character. That's how a lot of people at Second City and SNL get to their sketches.
I think it's important to know that it's more than a school, and if you just want to come here and study really hard, that's fine, but you can really create a family here. You can also explore who you are and who you want to be safely here, and I think that's part of the magic. My name is Erin Buckley, and I am the FALA theater teacher.
Thank you so much. So my popular morning show is actually going to film here right now. And I have 3 amazing experts that I'm going to interview. Can I have 3 experts, please?
In our theater departments, we don't do musicals, we just are doing straight plays. And across all the classes, we kind of stick to following Stella Adler's acting techniques, even though we try to learn about all different kinds of acting techniques. We kind of started with the intro classes, going as far back as we could with Shakespeare, and then brought it into the modern age, whereas the acting students kind of just jump right in with the more modern stuff. We watch a lot of plays to kind of get some context of what it looks like to be on stage, but we have been able to put on a couple of productions. Our acting class did Shakespeare in Love, and my other acting class is going to be doing Peter and the Starcatchers, and my intro to theater kids have their first shows this year too. I would like to think we take a pretty well-rounded approach where even though, yes, we're focusing on actors and becoming good performers here, we also learn about all the different aspects that go into creating a theater piece, and like the sets, the costumes, the props. Students have opportunities to take leadership roles as directors, giving feedback to everybody.
It is a difficult process. Condensing the band members into such a confined space, very tough. However, I believe that we've come to a more efficient strategy.
One of our biggest goals is to get out into the community to do our shows this semester and hopefully next year, in order to kind of expand what we know in order to interact with other spaces and also maybe get more community members in seeing our shows. We've had people go on to successful Broadway careers, people go on to regional theaters, maybe doing tours. There's also been people work with big celebrities like Ariana Grande, Beyonce. I think something that kind of sets us apart is even if you're not going to go into theater, how what you learn in the theater room is going to help you with other things, whether it be the arts or academics or going out into the world, things like that. I think our students really want to be here. They want to be involved with their arts, which makes it really magical to be able to teach in the arts department because you kind of are considered a fun class maybe, which is great because they're really high energy, which definitely brings my energy up, and it's great. I love it.
Gallivanting thespians, we love our theater department, yes we do. And now we have Mix Baird, come on up Mix Baird, and Quinn Dar representing high school science. Sup Baird and Quinn?
Well, thank you. That's a hard act to follow. I'm Mix Baird. I teach high school science. I'm also the curriculum and instruction lead for academics. And with me I have Quinn.
Hi, I'm Quinn Dar. I am a junior here at FALA.
Excellent. And I've actually had Quinn for the past 3 years in science classes, which is super exciting. So some things about what we do in high school science. We are phenomena-based, meaning that everything is based on something real life. We engage in a number of hands-on labs. No matter what level you're at, you're always engaging with something science-wise. So freshman year, we have biology. Do you want to tell us a little bit about biology, Quinn?
So in biology, all of the units kind of link together. And I'm actually TAing for a biology course this year. And it's really interesting to see all of the freshmen do the same thing that I did 2 years ago and work like step by step through these different processes, like learning the cell cycles and learning just how things grow in general. It's really interesting.
Excellent, thank you. And then moving on to chemistry, as you can imagine, chemistry involves fun things such as explosions and lighting things on fire, and this would not be complete if we did not maybe light something on fire.
Light me!
This could go poorly.
Okay.
We are in the music room, so I'm not actually going to light anything on fire because that, as I said, would probably go really poorly. But do you want to tell us a little bit about your chemistry experience?
So I took chemistry last year online, so I didn't actually get to light anything on fire, which was a big disappointment, but we got to look at things getting lit on fire, and Ms. Baird actually taped all of the labs for us, so we were able to get the same experience that we were able to get in the classroom. So we learned about different chemical reactions, the periodic table. It was really interesting, and for some reason I can't think of anything right now, but I remember this one really cool experiment where we put potassium in water, and we saw this really cool reaction. Spoiler alert, it involved a flame.
Excellent. And we offer a number of higher level science courses as well. Every year we alternate between astronomy and physics, and for our AP courses we offer AP Biology and AP Environmental Science.
Hi. Yeah, I'm in AP Environmental Science this year, which we just finished a project that was actually really interesting to me, where we designed our own farms, and we had to work through different problems like pests eating our crops. And we had to design where the crops were going. We had to use integrated pest management to deal with those pests. And we just, in general, had a really good time.
I'm glad to hear it. In addition to experiences in the classroom, we also do a number of service-based projects in the community. We do Science in the Park. This last year we hosted a game show. And we also do STEM Fest at the Dome every year, where we, launch some rockets, shoot some candy at kids, and generally just have a good time. Other than that, oh gosh, am I missing anything?
I think you covered it all.
Yeah.
Cool. Excellent. Well, come check us out. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat or email me, Ms. Baird, and I'll get those answered for you.
Well, thank you, Quinn and Ms. Baird. That was certainly enlightening.
Yes, I agree. That was quite illuminating. And now, to finish off our arts department, a little song and dance from musical theater.
I think FALA in general, and the Performing Arts program in particular, gives our students an opportunity to explore new things and try things that they haven't necessarily tried before in their lives. And through that discovery, they learn about themselves. Hi, I'm Eric Walden. I teach musical theater, both introduction to musical theater and advanced musical theater. And I also conduct the choral music program, that is singing in an ensemble, both on an introductory level and in an advanced level. That, I think, is a unique opportunity at our school, and the way we approach education here is to empower the students to make those discoveries and try something new that maybe they would never have had a chance to try otherwise. So musical theater is this wonderful blending of three performing disciplines of acting, singing, and dancing. And it's an opportunity to get experience in all three areas at the same time while we're doing live theater. It's a tremendous way to express our human condition and the things we go through in life in the format of acting, singing, and dancing, and doing all three, which can be quite a challenge. Like most things in life, the professionals make it look really easy. And it turns out there's some skill involved. In musical theater, because there are so many disciplines involved, most students are getting experience in something new. In the introductory class, we often have students who maybe they've acted before, or in their elementary school they were in a play, but they maybe have never had a dance class. Or some students who've sung before in an elementary school choir or a church choir, but they've never had to act before. So it is bringing in new experiences to our students' lives, and it's working as an ensemble. Theater is a collaborative effort. And in our musical theater program, we are very, very mutually supportive. Our musical theater program is about building each other up, giving each other encouragement. So we have students at the end of every semester. I get students coming to tell me, Mr. Walden, I didn't know I could do that. I've never sung in front of people before. I didn't know I could do that. That's the aha moment for many students, is that discovery that sure you can, in the right circumstances, with positive support, you can do things that maybe you didn't know you could do. FALA is a very, very special environment. We celebrate people for who they are and meet our students there and encourage them to be who they are. And in the arts, we are giving them an avenue to express themselves, mentally, emotionally, physically, in the case of dance and theater. And I think we are unique in the aspect that we are not demanding they become somebody else. We are not demanding that our students conform to be something they're not, to be somebody they're not. It is that celebration of who you are, meeting you there, and let's grow together. We have alumni from FALA's musical theater program who've chosen to go on and study musical theater at a university level. Sometimes they want to become a teacher or a university professor. Some of them have chosen to go on and have a career in professional musical theater as a performer or a stage director in musical theater. We have FALA alumni who have performed on Broadway. We have FALA alumni who have performed in films and on television. We have a recent graduate who was just in a production in New York of Spring Awakening, is now cast in a production of Chorus Line. Now, I want to make clear that the objective of our musical theater program isn't necessarily to turn out professional performers. It's to give everybody an opportunity to have the experience of doing musical theater in an ensemble and in a healthy environment. But there are those who have chosen to go on, and again, we're going to support students in whatever their goals are. It's not about what FALA's goals are for them. It's what the student wants, and we're here to support that and help them become successful in musical theater and in life.
Jumping Jingleheimer Schmitz, our school is truly dynamic. And we cannot forget to mention the film production services provided by Mr. Patnow, and all the incredible videos that you've been watching have come from that class. I would like to introduce some students that will talk about all the amazing clubs that we have here at FALA. Come on up.
Thanks, Kruger. We have a plethora of clubs, something for everyone. Like?
We have FALA Environmental Coalition,
FALA Middle School Robotics Team,
Project LIT at FALA,
National Honor Society,
Indigenous Youth Club,
NJHS, or National Junior Honor Society,
the Robotics Club,
NHSDA,
the NAHS, the National Arts Honor Society,
Aerial Arts Club, which is hosted at Momentum Aerial Arts,
Religious Studies Club,
Table Manners,
Mushroom Club,
Poetry Out Loud,
the Student Council,
Dungeons and Dragons,
and Ultimate Frisbee Club.
Here is Eli.
Thank you very much. Alrighty, folks, we are nearing the with that, we're kind of nearing the end of tonight. So first of all, I would just like to thank everyone who has helped out tonight, all our teachers and administrators. I'm just pointing, they're all kind of sitting over here. And certainly Ms. Reed, who has put on this event. This is the second time. Mr. Patno, who was here with his film production department. Mr. Cassidy, Sophia Naughton, one of our students who has run this entire production event as well. And everyone who works here and just wants to make you all feel welcome. So just a couple logistics before we go. Let's see, A-B days. So we have what's known as a block schedule here, which means that Mondays and Wednesdays are A days, Tuesdays and Thursdays are B days. So you have the same classes on Mondays and Wednesdays, the same classes on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and then Friday kind of alternates. So sometimes it's an A day, sometimes it's a B day. Let's see, we also have, we don't have transportation. It's written down here so you would think I was supposed to say we do, but we don't have transportation. We do, however, have an arrangement with the Mountain Line bus service here in town. They actually put on an extra bus for us that comes in the morning and picks students up in the afternoon, just around when school starts and gets out. So that just helps with traffic flow. Lunch, we do also not have a lunch. Actually, we don't even have a lunch space. But we do have Miss Rachel, who comes and sells lunch every day at very reduced prices, I'm pretty sure I have to say. So for students who want to buy lunch. And we have also this year managed to make an arrangement with the Flagstaff Family Food Center to provide lunch for those who need or have extra snacks, etc. In terms of logistics, I think those are all the basic things I was supposed to talk about. For anyone who has questions, I believe we're putting the contact information on the screen at the end of the presentation, so that would be just about now. In case you have questions or anything you didn't catch, we are going to be, so if you have questions, please post them in the chat. And we, after this, we'll keep it open for a few minutes and I'll answer some questions. As well, I believe the contact information is there, so at the bottom you can write to, I think I would answer, or Ms. Coppola, our registrar, so you can send questions. And I think that is pretty much it. So once again, I am supposed, Mr. Patton was standing over here kind of giving me the eye, like, don't forget to mention the 25th anniversary again. So I know that's what he's, see, I heard him laughing. So the 25th anniversary of FALA, April 8th through 10th at the Coconino Center for the Arts and here on campus. We're hoping to have lots of alumni back, former faculty, former administration, lots of celebrating. I believe that is pretty much it for this evening, so I hope you had a good time. We will be posting this online, this one and the previous Taste of FALA, so you can have a look at all the different videos and get some questions answered. And frankly, we just look forward to having you come be with us next year and for many years to come. So thank you very much and good night.